Hello, everyone. My name is Medvis Jackson with Detroit Homecoming. Thanks for joining us. I'm here with two lovely Detroit-based entrepreneurs. They participated in our September 25th marketplace during Homecoming 7, and they've also participated on the online experience in partnership with All Things Marketplace. So now throughout the holidays, you can go on All Things Marketplace and shop products that are made here in Detroit, designed here in Detroit, and you're supporting the local economy. So we have here today Chinonye from Ilera Apothecary, and also Christina Liedtke from Astouri. Christina is a former expat who's moved back to Detroit, and she's very familiar with Homecoming. She's vended at different events, so some of you expats probably have already purchased items from her brand from past Homecomings, or you've seen her amazing apparel that she's displayed in the past. And Chinonye joined us this year at the marketplace. But you probably, if you're a local Detroiter, you've probably seen her around. Their products have been in Detroit as a New Black and a few other, vending opportunities around the city. So thank you. I want to give you guys a chance just to kind of introduce your company. You probably can verbalize and articulate things a lot better than I have. So please, we can start with you, Christina, and then we'll go to you, Chinonye.
So Astouri is a company that was created out of the concept of kind of location-based clothing or community-based clothing. So instead of tourist wear, we call it community wear. And when you think about tourist wear, you think about t-shirts, hoodies, tchotchkes, things that you'll find at airports or in various cities across the world. And when we looked at this opportunity, we didn't see anything that actually spoke to the female consumer. So what we did was we looked at female clothing, the patterns, and understood, things that could travel well, garments that could travel well, how we print on clothing. And so we took digital iconic city prints and we put them on female clothing. Everything we do is multifunctional, multiple benefits, and also is machine wash friendly. So we really do offer a lot of value to the female consumer while making really beautiful clothing for them that speaks to their community pride.
Excellent. And you, Chinonye?
Yep, so I am Chinonye with Ilera Apothecary, and Ilera Apothecary is a plant-based skincare company. We really utilize the power of shea butter, which is also known as women's gold, found in West Africa. And the whole point behind our company is to make people feel confident in their skin, knowing that they're using the best ingredients for both their skin and the environment. Some of our items are carried at local dermatologists, so very skin safe, very skin healthy, especially during like the winter months when people's skin is very dry. Our products really help to soften and smooth the skin. We also started doing a partnership with a global organization called Jasper House Haiti, where 5% of our proceeds go to empower these women in Haiti, help with medical care, help with economic development, as well as job training.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you for those introductions. And Chinonye, you're from Ohio originally, right?
Yep, Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
And so moving to Detroit, starting your brand here, how would I'm assuming that you want to sell this product everywhere, right? From Detroit to Houston to Seoul, South Korea, right? To Sydney, Australia.
Yes.
How do you, as being based here in Detroit, what are some of the strategies you use to kind of build a global brand while leveraging and really articulating the importance of Detroit in your process?
So one of the great things that we do, we're always like up to date on what's happening around the world. So we're very vocal about global issues. And so by doing that, we're able to connect with people on a deeper level, more personal level. We also let people know that our products are not just for a certain group of people. Our products can cross different ranges and generations. And really, like in our marketing, we play to the emotions versus to our location, but we always emphasize the fact that our ingredients are sourced in Africa, our production is here in Detroit, and I think we even have like made in Detroit on our products. And so people know that we are a Detroit headquartered brand with global ties, because in addition to being from Columbus, I am a first generation Nigerian. And so I have roots that are that crossed the ocean already. And so really making sure that we're vocal, that we are global brands, and that we are not just for one location.
And for you, Christina, you know, you're not you're lifelong, you know, Detroit, you're a Detroit native, sorry, but you lived for a while in other cities, including New York, and I believe you moved back from New York City to Detroit recently. Um, you know, how have you kind of navigated that shift from New York to Detroit? I think you've always kept Detroit as part of your story. Um, but yeah, how do you make place a part of your brand while not also restricting your brand to just being something that's very local and that it doesn't have that kind of broad global or national appeal?
Yeah, so I think it's a really good question because when you look at, I was in New York for 10 years. I have not lived back here since I was 18, and I'm not going to say how many years ago that was. But you know, I've lived all over. I recently moved back from New York City, but the production has always been. So I've always produced my clothing, this line here. My other luxury line and my custom couture has always been produced in New York. For the most part, this line has always been produced here. Our production is in Flint, Michigan. So we work with the St. Luke Life Center in Flint, and they produce a lot of our accessories. We've also worked with other manufacturing facilities here. And, you know, so we want to leverage the Detroit resources because the city is home for me, and building and creating in the city is super important. I think when you look at scale and what scale means, you know, the benefit of being in New York City and having those resources and having those connections, I mean, it is the epicenter of fashion. So you cannot, you know, the memberships to various councils, the connections to the retailers, the network, a lot of that is in New York. And so despite, you know, being headquartered now here in Detroit, having production in Detroit, it is constantly also in connection with a lot of the resources that, a lot of the network that, quite frankly, that come from other cities. And that's not just obviously New York, it's across the globe. Because people love the story of being made in Detroit. They love the story of being headquartered in Detroit. I think it's a very powerful, you know, mission, purpose-driven story. I think at the end of the day, though, for this city to grow with entrepreneurs, scale across the United States as well as internationally, is super, super important because it keeps the companies growing versus becoming stagnant.
And speaking of companies, you both have some really great products, and so I would love for you to kind of, you know, on the camera, kind of throw up one of the products that you're most proud of, or best selling, or the newest addition to your collection. So we'll start with you, Christina, and then we'll go to you, Chinonye.
Yeah, so some of our best-selling products come from various cities. So we, you know, we're in this growth period. So we only have right now we've got some, you know, New York City, we have Los Angeles, and then we have Detroit. And so I'm going to show some of our Detroit bestsellers.
Awesome.
So I have one of our scarves on. We have two types of scarves. One of them is this, and it's actually considered a shawl, as you see on the website, but it's got the Detroit skyline on it. Cover my hands here.
Wow.
It's 82 inches by 28, and it's amazing because you can wear it as a scarf. You can wear it as a shawl. You can wear it as like a headscarf. I mean, it again, what we really allude to is everything's multifunctional, so it's to get a lot of uses out of it. And then we actually have a new product we're launching this week, right in time for the holidays.
Yeah.
And it is our winter cape. And you know, basically, what I have found during the winter season is I don't want to have actually a winter coat on all the time. I mean, it's going to be different during this year because we're in COVID and we'll be outside a lot more, so we'll need to stay warm. But that's also the purpose of this, is to not have to really be in a winter jacket all the time. So it's a very warm cape that you can wear. It's reversible with black. It's got the Detroit skyline or the New York City taxi cab on the back, and you literally wrap it around you, and it really keeps you warm, and it also makes it such a statement piece. So you can check out our new products on our website at www.astouri.com.
And just to reiterate, the bulk of your production is taking place, you said, in Flint, Michigan, correct? With the State
Yeah.
Center? Awesome.
Yeah.
So again, a great Michigan-made product. And you, Chinonye, what do you have in the treasure box for us this morning?
Yes, I have a couple things. So first I have our Skin Perfecting Bundle, which comes with a toner, a face mask, and a face oil. And you're gonna use it in a 3-part set to kind of like take yourself to the spa since we are stuck indoors. It's a great way to relax. You like leave the mask on for 15 minutes, tone your face, and then hydrate it with the oil. We also have our awesome bundles, which come with a body wash and a body butter. It comes in all 4 of our scents, so you can choose by scent preference. And that's a really good holiday bundle item to get people. And then one of our latest things are our discovery kits. And they come with mini sizes of all the products. So like this is a mini size of our shea butter, a mini size of our body butters and face cleanser as well. So we have it in the moisturizing as well as the cleansing with the little washes and oils. So this is a really cool stocking stuffer to get for people because you're able to try our whole collection in a cute little box. And those are 1 ounce sample sizes.
And just to clarify for our audience, those products, in addition to being made in Detroit, they're also naturally made products, right? So they're not using a lot of synthetics and items that probably shouldn't go on our bodies, correct?
Exactly. Very, very natural, organic, vegan products. Our line is also vegan, so no plant or no animal byproducts in them as well.
Awesome, awesome. And so we step back. We both are, really impressive in terms of like you've had this idea, but it's a physical product that you have to deliver, and it's something that has to be reliable and high quality. What are some of the big hurdles, or one big hurdle, I should say? What is one big hurdle recently, or just in the development of your company in Detroit, that that you've been able to kind of negotiate a bit, but at the same time, it may not be fully addressed? What's a kind of a structural challenge that you face in Detroit that other entrepreneurs have also faced? We'll start with you, Chinonye, and then go to Christina.
I would definitely say the high commercial rent prices. So we are in a shared manufacturing facility, and we are looking to like grow and to have another production space. And from what I've been seeing, I literally spent the past like year just like touring buildings, looking at like what's on the market. And I'm incredibly I'm going to just say I'm disappointed that the quality of a building that I would expect that I would be paying like $22 a square foot for, it's just not there. And so I think that we need to get realistic as to what commercial space in this industrial city looks like, and how smaller businesses can also utilize that space. So like we're very fortunate that we're in a shared manufacturing space. So there are 8 other businesses in here, but you can't scale like that. And for different businesses to be able to scale, there needs to be a conversation about commercial rent prices.
And that's incredible because, growing up in Detroit, living off of Grand River, and I take the bus into work, I mean, there's tons of commercial spaces that are vacant, and they've been vacant since I was a child. So it's like, you're looking at like 25 plus years of buildings who haven't been in productive use. And so it'd be really interesting to think about how we can make those buildings more accessible on an ownership basis to businesses. Or if we are going to people talking about leasing those spaces, how do we make it more affordable? Because you're also looking at having to do a lot of remediation and renovation to those spaces to make it functional. To go to you, Christina, what would you say is kind of a big structural challenge? I mean, your time in Detroit, you come back a lot because of your roots here and because of homecoming and other reasons. But maybe in the past, but also now that you're here, relatively full time now, living here. What's been kind of a bit of a hurdle for you that you face as somebody who makes their products here in Michigan and in Detroit?
I think one of the biggest things that I'm starting to notice is just lack of resources, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And lack of, I think there's one part of a lot of accountability and responsibility, and then and scale, being able to take that and scale with it. And then there's this part of who can get what done. Because, you know, last week we had interesting, like, we just had a production drop, and that was not, and yet there was a commitment many weeks ago. And, you know, I think those are the things that when we look at these small businesses and we look at growing, and we look at this as a community effort to grow, commitments are very important. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's that part of really delivering on everything that we can do holistically and collectively. I think the other thing is you know, being a clothing company, there's certain parts of my production that can be done here, and then there's other parts that absolutely cannot because of talent. And I know that we're trying to change that, and it's a very positive story of what many people and many companies are trying to do here, with sewing and with, you know, people learning how to produce clothing, the production, the supply chain. But the supply chain also needs to be looked at from a 360 perspective, because it's not just about sewing this one piece of clothing, it's actually everything that gets involved with that. So I think we really need to, as a whole, if we are looking at this as being a fashion incubator city, or a city that is looking at fashion manufacturing in a big scaled way, many things to be taken into consideration, because that's what I'm not finding. You know, coming from New York, I could walk down the street, I would have everything I need in every stepping part of the supply chain, and I don't have that here.
Yeah, well, those are some great, you know, very, you know, things that you would think might feel obvious to many, but surely are areas where we can kind of, you know, divert more of our expertise, talent, and resources as a city to solving these things, because this is a great place to make products. You know, the cost of living here can be, you know, pretty, you know, competitive with a lot of other cities around the globe. And now with technology innovations, we're now able to produce at a faster scale. And I think there's a growing consciousness around buying products that may cost a little bit more money, but are better made. I try to wear Detroit products as much as I can, not just because I'm, you know, huge on Detroit, but also because I think it's important to support local ecosystems. So it's cool to knowing that the bike or this T-shirt, this shirt was made by one of our vendors on the 25th. You know, I've, you know, bought apparel from you, Christina, and I've brought products from you, Chinonye, and it feels good knowing that the person that made it is someone that, you know, I've met and that I know put their, you know, their heart into their product, and that's really gratifying. So, you know, in closing out, would you feel, you know, it's COVID, it's been a rough economy for many, and very inconvenient for all. Do you have any kind of last words regarding the importance of, you know, shop small and shopping local that you want to encourage people, you know, think about as they purchase gifts and things for the holidays this year?
Yeah, I'll take it. So small businesses are literally the backbone of this country. And if we neglect our small businesses to catch sales at a big box retailer, we really do ourselves a disservice. We take jobs out of our communities. We're unable to invest back in the education of the next generation. And we can't even invest in the city and make it a place that we would want it to be. So when you're shopping small, you're not just shopping like a small business, you're literally shopping for the greater community and for the country as a whole. Small businesses are literally the pillar of what keeps this country going, and we cannot allow small emerging businesses to fail just because we're looking for convenience.
And I would like to also just jump in really quickly before we go to Christina. Small does not mean less than, right? It doesn't mean that. Small just means that the process was done in a more, you know, it was a more thoughtful and curated process, right? And so when a company is small, it's harder for them to send their jobs overseas, right? They need those workers close. When a company is small, those workers are likely to have more of a say in the management and the oversight of the company, and have better workers' rights and better pay as well. And you know that the high school, the women and men that are graduating from high school and our community colleges and our public universities and our private colleges, universities, that they'll have jobs waiting for them because there's jobs in your neighborhood, because there's a place where they can go work, a place that you also shop at. Christina, did you want any encouragement around shop small and the importance of local brands and Detroit brands?
Yeah, I want to make an important note here for the viewers who are listening in, because I think shop small, especially this holiday season. The retail industry has taken a pretty significant hit this year. Where we could sell or where we were selling product is not there as much as it used to be. The marketplaces that small businesses would be selling at, which is why the Detroit Homecoming Marketplace on the 25th was so important, because it at least was an opportunity to get out there and drive awareness in the local community. But those, let's say a small business does 10 of those a year, they've been able to maybe do 2. So I think it's very important to understand that all businesses have taken a hit this year, especially in the fashion world. And, and I would even say in the beauty care world, actually coming from beauty care. And so I think it's really important to understand that, these small businesses, to Chinonye's point, they are the backbone of the country. They really are important. They're great businesses. And obviously we're not selling paper towel, we're selling great items that are perfect for the holiday season, perfect for gift giving, and have a wonderful story behind these products. And not only who the entrepreneurs are, but also where they're made and how we're supporting jobs in such a challenging time as well. So
thank you. And I want to thank, for the 25th, we had a great partnership with the Downtown Detroit Partnership, who really worked with us to make that marketplace experience possible. And that was a huge boost for brands who really have been sidelined with a lack of market in-person experiences because of the COVID pandemic. And so, thanks to all these Marketplace with Jennifer Crawford, the Downtown Detroit Partnership, and really big cheers to Mary Kramer, the director of Detroit Homecoming. She really made this a big initiative, a big push to help out our local brands and companies who took a big gamble on locating their company to Detroit or starting a company in Detroit when they could have taken that company anywhere else. They really took a gamble on Detroit. And so, cheers to those persons who really dug deep and prioritized this initiative. Encouraging you all these Marketplace, follow Detroit Homecoming on our social media channels. I'll have the links to Ilera Apothecary and also Astouri in the section below, and also I'll have it up on the screen as well here, as you see. And so just want to thank you both for your time this morning. I know you're going to be really busy racing away to the Friday sales this weekend, and also the cyber sales going next week as well. So folks, really try and support your local brands. These are companies that are, very good, community citizens and community partners. They're quick to support local initiatives. You know how to get to them. They're people just like us. So really get behind them and get some great gifts for the holiday season. Really thoughtful items that people can use and are very functional. Thank you for your time, everyone, and take care.
Bye, thank you.
bye, thank you.